Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith. Wow, have we ever gotten quite far in this particular mission. This is Legends of the Alliance app for Star Wars Imperial Assault, which allows solo play, and this is called Flight of the Freedom Fighter. So if you're joining us at this particular part in the juncture, I definitely recommend you to jump back to the first part. As you can see, there is a lot going on. Now, one little thing I want to change from the prior playthrough that someone made mention of in terms of the blue Imperial officer is he actually wouldn't be as far forward as I had put him. He'd actually be just behind the red barrier here. So if you want to see what that was in regards to, there was a comment on the prior video. And if I remember correctly, I believe the individual's name was Anarl, I believe, or Angarl. So if you go check out those comments from the last video, you'll see that the positioning there should have been a little different. And the reason is because he wouldn't have, he would have still had made this unit focus, which he did, so no gameplay impact, just more of a positioning thing in terms of where he ended his movement. But anyway, we're going to continue on. So still, regardless, we have an absolute massive amount of enemies coming our way here. We did get reinforced with some rebel troopers, so that was a plus. And now at this point, we're really just hoping to survive. So the app's gone ahead at this point and given us the ability to go ahead first, and we do have rebel troopers to activate. However, we do know that D is actually in much better spirits right now with only 10 damage, whereas Fen is hurting a little bit more at 16. So there's an argument to be had to either getting the rebel troopers up close and personal and having them attack, or having them fall back. This is where things get interesting. It might be worth my while to send the rebel troopers in first and kind of line them across the front, but there's no guarantee that I can get them all out in time, so it makes it extremely tough to know what the best decision is here in terms of tactics. Man, is it ever hard. I've really been thinking about this because there's two different ways I could go about this. I could end up having all the rebel troopers essentially come along here and kind of land straight across these guys right here and block. I could even have Fen essentially go back door and run over here, grab this crate, and hopefully that ends up being something useful. I can also take shots. Like, remember, we actually have some damage on some of these guys. Fen has the ability to use Havoc Shot, and his Havoc Shot would do quite a bit of damage to these guys, being that they're all in a clump group, but he's probably only going to end up killing off some Stormtroopers. Is that worth it, or is it more worth it for him to get out of there? I think at this point, hightailing it out of there might be better. We also want to get out of there because of this guy here. Remember, he can shoot through Imperial figures, so regardless, you want to get him out. So this is where it gets really tough. I think what I'm going to probably end up doing is probably having Fen get out of there as fast as possible, because I think Fen's the worse off character in this particular situation. And I don't think bringing the rebel troopers up here will do much unless I could have them move and attack. Now, on their turn, they would gain a speed of 4, and then of course they'd have the ability to attack, which isn't bad. So they could essentially move 1, 2. So they could kind of, create a little bit of a diversion there, which might help. It might be a good thing, but I don't know if they'd last that long. I'd kind of rather go for the crate. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have Fen. He's going to activate for his movement. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then 4 to make it to the crate. Now that he's hidden in the back corner here and safe, he's going to go ahead now and he's going to activate that crate. So we're going to go to the app here. We're going to click on that crate, and it says this crate of supplies has been left behind in the rush to evacuate. Perhaps it contains something useful. A hero can interact with this crate to open it. So I'm going to use my second action for him to open the crate up. You find some useful supplies in the crate. Gain 2 supply cards, and you also gain 25 credits. Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and pick 2 supply cards here. We got Bacta Infusion and Shock Grenade. Ooh, interesting. Okay, let's take a look at each of these individually to find out what exactly they can do. So this one says, discard this card during your activation to choose yourself or an adjacent friendly figure. The chosen figure recovers 3 damage and may discard 1 harmful condition. That's really good. So this could be helpful to put on D here in a second when she gets probably hammered for being left behind. Shock Grenade. This is an action to use this card. It says choose a space within 3 spaces. Roll 1 yellow die, and each figure on that adjacent, on or adjacent to that space suffers damage equal to the damage results and becomes stunned. Cool. Very, very good cards for him. So we're going to put those in his area for his use on a future turn. As of right now, he picked them up at the end of his turn. We're also going to remove the token from this area here because this has now been collected. Fen is safely in the corner now, and we're going to go ahead and say that his activation is done. So we're going to go over to Fen, and we're going to say Fen is complete. Now, who's going to activate here? Of course, the eWeb Elite Engineer. So the app is smart enough to know that this guy can make it through, I guess. And of course, this is going to be nasty. Okay, so let's take a look at what's involved in this particular attack. At the start of this activation, if this figure does not have line of sight to a rebel, move 1 toward the closest rebel. Well, he does have line of sight because, as we know, he can see through figures. If we click on his picture really quick here, it says ignore the tripod ability on the group card, but we know from a previous thing here that he has assault. He can perform multiple attacks. Let's see here. Does this actually say... during your activation, you cannot voluntarily exit your space. So that's the one we're ignoring. You can perform multiple attacks. He does have that on his side. He is focused as well, so he's going to get an extra die, a green die, on top of the blue, yellow, and red that he's going to roll, which is also nasty. You know what? And the other thing that's kind of crazy too is, although it isn't saying at this moment, I'm not seeing that he can shoot through figures. I'm not seeing that anywhere. So... starting to wonder, although, oh, it's probably over here. That's right, there it is. Underneath activation, my apologies, Imperial figures do not block this figure's line of sight. So yes, he is as dangerous as I thought he was. So yeah, he does have line of sight. So the app is saying basically at the start of activation, the figure doesn't have line of sight, then it moves. It does have a line of sight on D, so we have no issues there. The very first thing in the activation list is to attack the closest healthy hero, and that's going to be D because that is the closest hero that this individual can reach. This individual, as we mentioned, gets a yellow, a blue, and a red die. That's a lot, and a green die. So rolling everything here, and of course it says right on this is when you declare an attack or attribute test, add a green die. After you resolve attack or attribute test, you must discard this card. So we might as well get rid of it now because we're going to use it right now. So D is going to be attacked. So this is going to be really nasty, and it's likely that he needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 accuracy to make it there. Let's see what happens. Wow, what an incredible amount of damage. That's absolutely devastating. He only got 6 though, so we might be safe. Let's take a look at the surge priority and see what he gets for that surge. It's just additional damage, so not enough to actually make it. So his shot makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and comes short, and he's not able to pull it off. Thank goodness. Okay, so the next thing he's going to do, and I'm going to take all these, actually move them aside for a second. Of course, we're moving the green die because that won't happen again. The next one says attack the closest healthy hero. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a look at the attack dice and see whether he even has a shot at making me on this range, and I don't know if he does. If he is 4, 6. Now the reason I did the last attack, guys, is because with the green die, 3 is the highest there. So you're looking at your best case scenario in terms of accuracy would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he could have hit me with a perfect roll, but he didn't. But now on this one, oops, sorry, not this one being leaving, but this one. Now with this particular one, we have to see he doesn't even have a chance to hit me. So I'm going to skip the instruction that says attack the closest healthy hero because we know straight off the bat he's going to miss, even though he's allowed to make another attack. So the next one says, is an attack though, it says move 3 to attack the closest hero. That makes more sense for him. So what he's going to likely do is he's going to go 1, 2, and 3. And he's going to probably position himself kind of on a weird side angle like this, basically. So he's kind of like out in the... He's out enough to make the angle work. So he's there around the corner essentially, but he can do that, so that works for him. 1, 2, 3. So he's in position now, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get to me, and 6 is the best range you can get. So this is a doable attack for him. So let's see if this happens. Now remember, D has foresight. So, and that's something actually I totally forgot about on the last roll I just did. I didn't even put a defense die in there, but we didn't need it, thankfully. But you want to remember to roll those, otherwise you're going to be hurting later on. So let's put that die in there because there's a chance I could evade this. All right, so we got a block. Now, again, I could go ahead and re-roll this. This looks like pretty bad. Although only 3 for accuracy so far. So 1, 2, 3. So not enough. These 2 surges, though, really don't do anything for him because one's either recovering or giving more damage for his priority. So he's not going to be able to make that shot regardless, so we're safe. We don't have to bother using strain to re-roll it. We are okay. So that's essentially it. He's now done his 2 activations. He tried to attack twice. He moved along with that, and we can finish his turn off. So this is good. We're not. I was actually expecting her to get hit at least once, and we got really lucky there. So now let's get her out of this area. This individual, we can have her go. Oh, we're not gonna be able to make it all the way to that thing unless I. That's just not smart. I don't want to strain her out that badly. Let's see here. It just makes sense to run away, pretty much, I guess. Yeah, let's do that. So if I use her speed, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, I can get her to here, so that's decent. And then she's there. She has one other action that she can do, but I'm just trying to. I guess she could move again, so I could move her with the rest of her move to get her on top of this, or maybe I'll put her here so she's not so far behind. No, if she stopped here, then let's actually have her 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's actually have her go 1, 2, 3. I want her to be behind. There's a wall blocking her, and she's now behind the rebel troopers. They're kind of at the back, and she can also activate this, crate later on and hopefully get it. So that's decent. It wasn't amazing, but it works for what we're trying to do, which is basically get the heck out of there. Oh, of course, Vader. So Vader is going to force push. At the start of this figure's activation, push the closest closest rebel 2 spaces toward this figure. Interesting. I would think that would be called force pull. Let me reread that. At the start of this figure's activation, which I'm assuming is Vader, push the closest rebel 2 spaces toward this figure. Yeah, I think they wanted to say pull there. I think that might be a goof. So anyway, we're going to pull him because it says force push. That is so confusing. I guess he meant, maybe it meant push the closest rebel 2 spaces away from this figure is probably what it's trying to say. But that wouldn't apply. So I'm actually not going to do that because force push does nothing here. So I'm going to say that bonus doesn't apply in this case whatsoever. Activation wise, it says this figure discards each harmful condition. Of course, he doesn't have any. Then suffers 1 damage for each condition discarded. Blah, doesn't matter. He has focus though, which is bad. It's not defeated until the end of this. If this figure would be defeated, it's not defeated to the end of the activation. He's going to use brutality. Move forward to engage 2 or more rebels, then attack each adjacent rebel. Oh my gosh. So he's doing that. So he's moving 4. So 4 is going to have Vader go 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to put him right in here. Now he's got 2 damage on him, which is like peanuts because he is 18 health, which is a little obscene. So now Vader's right in there, and those rebels are definitely going to be hurting. So he's adjacent to 2 now. And he's going to attack each adjacent rebel. Now, the first one he attacks, he's focused for, so he's going to gain a green die for that. So we'll just decide that this one right here is the one he wants to chew through first. Actually, let's say it's this one, because technically I think he'd want to kill this one off more so to get defend. So we'll say he's attacking this rebel trooper. So an extra green die there. Vader gets 2 red dice, which are absolutely insanely heavy for a damage, and a yellow. So this is all going against one of the rebel troopers. Rebel troopers get a white die and don't have anything that can really help them. So this is going to probably be absolute devastation, and they only have 3 health. I don't see them living through this. That's a lot of damage. Okay, so, oh my goodness. We got a block and an evade. So he evades the surge. Good. Blocks this. So basically he's knocked this away. What's left over, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. Accuracy doesn't matter. He's right beside him. I think they're dead. So this rebel trooper was, or sorry, it's this one. This rebel trooper is easily knocked off the map by Vader and is killed off. So we'll take him out of play. He's tossed away. And let's see what else. I guess the same thing happens again now without the green die, because he only gets to focus for the first attack. But now he's going after this rebel trooper, and he's going to just thrash him one. Oh, wow. Okay, that's just as devastating. So I don't have... Oh, I actually did get an evade, so I can block his surge, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. Like, there's no... Like, he's ripping through rebel troopers like they don't exist. So that guy is dead. He's thinned the herd right down to 1 rebel trooper, so he still has only done 1 instruction so far, sadly. So let's go ahead, and D does have a white die, so let's please hope she can dodge this. Vader's attack again, 2 red, a yellow, and this is going to be nasty. Now remember though, we do have foresight with D, so again, if something works out, or something doesn't work out, we can re-roll it for some strain. Here's hoping. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, like I gotta think about this. Now D only has 10 damage, so D can handle a decent hit right now. She blocks 1 of the surges. She also blocks 1 of the damage. So there's another surge. Let's see what the priority is in the app. Pierce 3. Okay, so goodbye any chance of blocking. So basically these 2 are gone, and really what's left is just all the damage coming through. So it's 5 damage. So the question becomes, do I re-roll this? I don't think so. I think that's a decent roll. If it had been just a block or just whatever, I might re-roll it, but the fact I'm getting rid of 1 of the surges stops 2 damage extra from coming through. I think I'm happy with this, even though it's an absolutely devastating hit. 5 damage I can live with. So 5 damage is now on D. She's up to 15, but she survived, and that's what matters. So at this point now, he's done his 2, and he is finished. Thank goodness. Go away, sir. All right, what is next? Okay, so we're back, and we have our 2 heroes as well as the rebel troopers to activate. And at this point, the rebel troopers are completely useless. So what I should probably do is activate D and have her pick up this first to see what it is, I guess. Oh, having Vader right beside her is so bad. Okay, so let's do that. I don't know. Yeah, let's do it. I want to... Yeah, let's do it. Let's check the crate. So the first thing's going to be the crate. This feels like such a waste. Draw 1 supply card and gain 50 credits. Oh, cool. Okay, so we're getting lots of credits. That's great. So let's go ahead and take that token off the map and grab a supply card. Please be something useful. Emergency med pack. Discard this card after you rest. You or an adjacent friendly figure recovers 5. Not bad. Okay, so that's something that'll probably be useful. Coming up here, she can take another hit from Vader, but I don't know if there'll be another round or not. She's got 1 more thing she can do, so I could potentially medic her up, or I could take a swipe at Vader just out of pure anger. If I use Precision Strike, Vader actually uses 2 black defense dice, as you can see here. But if I use Precision Strike, which is her kind of special ability when she uses 2 strain, I can choose to remove one of his defense dice, but he still gets the other one. So I just don't think, I just don't know if it's worth attacking him. I think it makes more sense to just heal. So I'm going to go ahead and heal. So I'm going to heal 5 off, because I just don't know if Vader gets another chance to attack. So I'm resting, essentially, and I don't have any strain to get rid of and stuff like that. So basically this is discarded. It's been used, and she's back to 10 health. Okay, so that's all done and over with. Her turn is now finished, and we can only hope that nothing else terrible happens, although I'm sure it will. The regular E-Web Engineer. Okay, when this figure declares its first attack, add 1 blue die to its attack pool. Imperials don't block line of sight. Attack Fen. Now, he is way over here. He is nowhere in line of sight of Fen. Like, there's no way he's seeing him anytime soon. So, he can't do the first attack, and he can't even target any other rebel, so that instruction is going to get skipped. The other attack Fen is also going to get skipped, so then he's going to try moving 2 to attack the closest hero. Again, skipped because he can't do it. If this figure performed the previous instruction, it suffers 2 damage. It didn't. If this figure did not attack, move forward to reposition 3. So really, he's just trying to get close, and he's not going to be able to get very close. So 1, 2, 3... or 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically, I'll put him something like this. He's kind of like that. Yeah, because he was like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's about as far over as he's going to get. So he's really not in position to do anything, which is good. So we're going to finish off his turn. And now it's Fenn's turn. Now Fenn, this is it. This is interesting. So Fenn has these shock grenades and all this other craziness that he could do. Like I could choose, it says choose a space within 3 spaces. So I would need to, I'd really have to risk it. I'd have to be putting myself in harm's way to pull that off. I don't think that's a smart decision. I'm going to do this instead though. It says right here, back to infusion. So I'm going to use this card. I could have done this actually at the end of my last turn because it just says discard. But it says discard this card during your activation. Choose yourself or a friendly adjacent figure. The chosen figure recovers 3 and may discard 1 or more harmful conditions. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to discard this to knock 3 off him. He could have done that when he picked it up, but I didn't do it at the time. So there we go. We're a little bit more healthy than we were. I do have a shock grenade. All right, so what does this thing do? So a shock grenade is choose a space within 3 spaces. Roll 1 yellow die. Each figure on or adjacent to that space suffers damage equal to the damage results and becomes stunned. Then discard this card. That would be good. Stunning Vader wouldn't be a bad idea. It seems like the only practical thing to do to him, to be honest, to slow him down. So let's do it. I'm not as concerned about all these guys, and he's like, so let's do it. So he's gonna chuck the shock grenade. Now it does. Let me see if this. I want to clarify if this hits. So roll 1 yellow die. Each figure on or adjacent to that space suffers damage. So every figure. So basically, man, I don't know. Is there a spot I can throw that doesn't hurt me? It says each figure on or adjacent to that space suffers damage equal to the damage results and becomes stunned. Ugh. So if I do it, I could put it here. It would stun my Rebel Trooper. That's okay with me. My Rebel Troopers are as fodder anyway. I don't really care. It's more worth it to me to stop Vader from attacking twice. So forget it. Forget my Rebel Trooper. Fenn's going to chuck the shock grenade because he's a fool. And he's going to throw it. He's going to throw it right here, which means this space gets hit by the yellow die, as well as this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, which means the only ones in the area of effect are Vader and the Rebel Trooper. My assumption is that the Rebel Trooper, any figure gets hit by this, because it just says figure. It doesn't say good or bad, and I think you have to be wise to where you throw it. So I'm going to just suck it up and have my Rebel Trooper get hit by this stun, because I'm a wonderful person. Roll 1 yellow die. Let's see what we can do in terms of damage, I guess. Okay, each figure on or adjacent to that space suffers damage equal to the damage rolls and becomes stunned. Okay, so basically no damage happens. So that's good. I didn't hurt my Rebel Trooper, so that's plus. But I did stun Vader as well as Vader as well as the Rebel Trooper. So I mean, whatever. That's good. That's one less action for Vader when he eventually goes, and it slows my Rebel Trooper down a bit. But I'm not really that concerned. It's more so to stop Vader in future turns from absolutely devastating me, and I think 2 attacks from Vader would be enough to almost kill one of my heroes at this point, so it's a strategic move to stay alive if he gets another activation. So that is it for Fenn, I think. Let me think about this. So I used the back to thing, but that was a discard. Let me think about that. Actually, I think I still have an action left, I guess. Or do I? The back to thing was discard this card. Choose your adjacent. Yeah, I guess I still have an action to do because the back to thing was just discard it to heal 3, which we did. I just used a shock grenade. That was an action, but I still have 1 action. So no point in resting. I might as well shoot him. So I'm going to blast Vader from... blast him just to see what happens. It's an infantry rifle, blue-green. Vader's rolling 2 black dice, so this is going to be a laughable attack. But it's worth trying at least, I guess. Let's see... Yeah, there's nothing else skills-wise I can really bump this thing up with, so here we go. Yeah, that's exactly what I assumed. I had the range and accuracy, but Vader's blocking is just too good. He's like laughing at me as I try to attack him. So Fenn is now going to be ended his activation. Who's up next? Elite Probe Droid. Self-destruct at 3. At the end of this activation, figures adjacent. We've seen this before. For activation instructions, targeting computer, gain 1 damage to accuracy, not good. The first thing to do is move 3 to attack D. Where is this thing? It's here. If he goes 1, 2, 3, he can't see D. He's got a wall here. There's a wall right there, and D's behind the Rebel Trooper, so he can't get there. If he goes 1, 2, 3, he still can't get to D, so he's not going to be able to do that attack, so he's going to have to skip that instruction. The next one says move 2 to engage as many rebels as possible, minimum 1. He can't do that. If adjacent to a rebel end this activation, he's not. So he's not doing that. Although that's not an instruction, that's just one of those bullet points in the middle. Move 2 to reposition 3. He can do that. So he's going to go 1, 2 to get to here. So I guess that puts him, or maybe he'll go on an angle 1, 2, so he's more like this. And then he's going to go move 6 to engage. Move 6 to engage as many rebels as possible, minimum 1. Oh, so he has to get up close to somebody. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, geez, that puts him like right. Basically, he's going to get beside both of us, Fen and the rebel trooper, which is really not good. So, oh dear, this is bad. And it's self-destruct. Oh, what, is he going to self-destruct? I sure hope he did. Self-destruct. At the end of his activation, if this figure is adjacent to a rebel and has suffered 3 or more damage, roll 1 red die in each. Okay, so he's not going to blow up yet. So that's good. He moved 2 to reposition 3, and then he moves 6. So he's fine. He's just moving there. That's all he's doing. So there's no explosion. If he gets 3 damage on him, though, he will blow up in a future turn. He's just kind of hunting us down. So we're going to go ahead and hit finish on him. All right, and I have to actually activate the Rebel Troopers now because they're the only ones left. So I guess the Rebel Trooper, this is where it gets weird because I don't want to... Attacking Vader's a waste of my time. I need to leave him... I don't know what to do. Shooting the probe droid is silly because he's just going to blow up on us, so I don't want to do that either. There's nothing I can really do. Oh yeah, and sorry, I guess technically the Rebel Trooper's stunned, so of course you cannot voluntarily attack or exit your space to discard this condition, so that's 1 action spent. So he's got 1 other action he can do. He's kind of useless at this point. He can't even move. I couldn't even have him move out and take a long shot at a stormtrooper. He can only shoot from where he's positioned. I guess I could have him shoot Vader for fun, just to see if he gets some damage through. I am not shooting that probe droid. I'm not giving the probe droid the. It's got 7 health. I'm not going to put enough of a dent in it to kill it. I don't think. Maybe I should try to shoot it. Yeah, what the heck? Let's shoot the probe droid. He's already activated. Let's do it. Let's be dangerous. Blue and yellow for Rebel Trooper and a black die for the probe droid for defense. Okay, so I got 2 surges. My surges for the Rebel Troopers, what does that give me? +1 accuracy, +1 pierce. Okay, so one of them gives me pierce that gets through, so I guess 1 damage gets through. So he blocked 3. I only got 1 in, but one of them gets I get a pierce 1. So basically, I don't need the accuracy. So 1 damage gets through. So it's not really that great of an attack. Just because of the pierce, it managed to squeak through, but that's about it. All right. He's done, and we'll end his Rebel Trooper activation. Next up is the gray probe droid. Oh gosh, where is he? He's way back here. So he's going to activate, he's going to gain 1 and 2, or 1 surge to accuracy. So first is move 2 to attack Fen, can't do it, too far away. Then move 2 to engage as many rebels as possible, minimum 1, can't do it. If adjacent to a rebel end, can't do that. Move 2 to reposition 3, yep, he can do that. So he'll go 1, 2. Move 4 to engage as many rebels as possible, minimum 1, can't do that. And move 4 to reposition 3. So 1, 2, and he really can't get any further. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, he can get to about here. So I guess he'll stop there. That's pretty much it for him. So we're going to go ahead and shut off his activation. Who's next? Elite Stormtroopers. He's going to go through all the other enemies because we're done. The heroes not at this point. So the Elite Stormtroopers are going to go, which is these guys down here. Well, they're just going to move. So first thing is move 4 to attack D. Can't do it. Then move 2 to reposition 4. So we'll have him go 1, 2. He's going to go 1, 2. He's going to go 1, 2. Then we're going to go move 6 to reposition 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gets him all the way up to here. This guy goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I get through there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Stormtrooper gets all the way through to here. This guy goes 1, 2, 3, 4, Yeah, he kind of gets stuck. He can't go any further than basically here. All right, and that's it for them. So the elite stormtroopers are now finished. Blue stormtroopers, where are they? They're in the back here, so they can go. And again, they're not going to be doing any attacking. They're going to be doing lots of movement and repositioning based on what the app is saying here. So move 2, reposition 4. So they both just trot forward 2 spaces, and then they're going to jump forward a whole bunch, 6. So 1, 2, 3. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll put this stormtrooper right in here, and this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can't even get through this mess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess this is closer than anywhere else that he can technically get to. Not by much, but it's closer. So he's going to bundle up on that side. Okay, that's a lot of guys coming through that area. So we're going to go ahead and finish that off. This is where it gets bad. So the purple Imperial officer, start of his activation, each Imperial figure within 3 spaces of this figure discards 1 harmful condition. There are none. Each of these figures that did not discard a condition, which a bunch of them didn't, recovers 2. So anything that's, is it adjacent? Oh, within 3 spaces, geez. The purple one, well, I think that's the red one, so it's this one here. Within 3 spaces. All right, I just had to double check that. That 2 damage is, in fact, on the blue stormtrooper that's here, because Vader used to be here, and then this blue stormtrooper took a spot. So we're all well and good there. In terms of the purple officer, though, that's this guy here. If it's within 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3. He is not, so the 2 damage that's on him stays, and that's the only damage around him. So that whole bonus for the purple one doesn't apply right now. Moving on to the order, it says another Imperial figure with a cost of 3 or less that can perform an attack attacks the closest hero with a melee weapon equipped. So melee weapon would be D in the back here. So that's good that we healed her. It's going to be an individual that is a cost 3 or less. So Vader and the elite droid's 5, Vader's like 18, so they're not 3. There's nobody else around that can get line of sight on D. She's too far back, and the rebel trooper's blocking it, as well as this wall. So and these guys are too far back. So that order's not going to happen. So the next thing that's going to happen in the activation is if this figure did not use an order, move 3 to attack the closest hero with a melee weapon equipped. He can't do that. He can't even move 3, and it's just not going to do it. Next one is move 1 to attack the closest hero with a melee weapon equipped. He still can't do that because he's still jammed up behind everybody. Next one is move 3 to engage the other Imperial figure with the most health remaining. With the most health remaining, well, that's going to be, let's see, in terms of who he can move to, 1, 2, 3, the most health remaining, that's going to probably be the elite E-Web engineer. He's 8. So he's probably going to move, he's not going to, that doesn't really, I guess, the most health remaining within 3, yeah, it would be him. So I guess he's going to move adjacent, which puts him here. It's not exactly the most tactical move for him, but it says if this figure is not adjacent to another Imperial figure, he is, move 4 to reposition 5. So he is, so he's going to stay there. Cower, if adjacent to another Imperial figure, recover 2. The adjacent non-focused Imperial figure with the highest figure cost becomes focused. Okay, so he's going to focus again the E-Web engineer. So we saw this happen before. So another focused card is going to go on the E-Web engineer. Okay, and this guy is done. So there's probably going to be another officer here. Oh, gray stormtroopers. Okay, again, these gray stormtroopers are a little closer up. So this guy here is gray. This guy here is gray, and this guy here is gray. So they have a chance to get close. It says move 4 to attack the closest rebel. So this guy definitely can get in there. If he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, he can get right in there. The closest rebel, 1, 2, 3. That's going to be the trooper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, he's going after the trooper. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Puts him right here, and he's going to shoot the rebel trooper. So we'll do that. A regular stormtrooper gets blue and a green, and I, as a rebel trooper for defense, get a white. And I got to hope for the best that I can stand my ground here. Blocked 1 of this. He's right beside him, so it actually doesn't matter. 2 surges gives him 2 accuracy and then damage. The damage is the only thing that matters. So 2 damage gets through. He's almost dead. So the Rebel Trooper is almost dead thanks to the Stormtrooper. And basically the Stormtrooper is going to run away from him now. So this Rebel Trooper now has 2 damage on him. And the Stormtrooper is going to retreat. Move 2 to reposition 4. So we'll probably have him go... Well, basically he's just going to step back. So 1, 2. He'll probably sit back to this corner, basically. So he's going to sit there. The next guy, oh, and sorry, it says while attacking, gain Pierce 1. If the target has already been attacked during this group's, gain Pierce 1. So actually, he's dead because technically I gain an extra damage, and because he had squad training, he has Pierce 1. It goes through my defense. So 3, that is actually, he killed him. Sorry. So he is actually dead. That Rebel Trooper just died. So thanks to that Stormtrooper. So now I have absolutely 0 defense. So next up, we go to the next trooper. He is a little further back, so he's back here. He's going to try to go forward to attack the closest hero. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He'd have to stop here. Now, if he stops here, does he have line of sight on anybody? No, he doesn't. He'd be shooting through... no, he wouldn't have line of sight on D. He doesn't have line of sight on Fen, so he can't actually do that one. So that's good. So if he comes to here, so he can't do that attack, but he can do a move 2 to reposition 4. So he's going to go 1, 2, and then the next thing is move 6 to reposition 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, probably right there. So he's going to basically shuffle himself into the corner. So he's within 1, 2, 3, 4 of D and 1, 2, 3, 4 of Fen. He's kind of got the corners covered. The other guy who's back here is going to do the same thing. He definitely can't get anywhere. He's further back. So he's going to move 1 and then 2, but he can't even get through. So he's only going to move 1. Then he's going to reposition 6, move 6, reposition 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's way too far back. 4, 5. Basically, I guess he just goes in the doorway. So he's with it. So he's 4 away from them, but he's coming at them basically. So that's kind of a crowded situation. And actually, technically, he probably doesn't want to be in the range of Fen, so he's probably going to tuck himself in on the side and maybe force Fen to come out. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So what is that? He was 1, and it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he can definitely make that. So there he is. Green Stormtroopers are done. Finish them off. Blue Imperial Officer. At the start of the activation, each Imperial Officer within 3 spaces of this figure discards 1 harmful. Otherwise, he just recovers 2. So that's this guy right here. Nobody is around him within 3. 1, 2, 3. So again, this Stormtrooper is the only one damaged. He's too far away. He's 4 away. Doesn't get that bonus. Activation-wise, he orders another Imperial figure with a cost of 3 or less to perform an attack against Fen. So that's probably going to be... that can perform attacks Fen. So it's probably going to be this guy right here, I think. And we're going to have to measure this line of sight to make sure he can make it, but I'm pretty sure he can, I think. So corner there. Oh, maybe not. No, he can't. He cannot get to that corner. So they're not in a position to shoot Fen. So that order can happen. So in other words, if you guys want to be sure, it doesn't matter. Like I can go 1 corner like this. That's fine and good, but if I try to go this way, I'm breaking through walls. If you can see that, I'm kind of cutting a corner. There's no other way to trace any other corners for Fen. He's too far back. So the figure did not use the order move 3 to attack Fen. So we're going to be doing that. So we'll have... oh, sorry. This is for the Blue Imperial Officer now. Sorry. So the Blue Imperial Officer can't move 3 to attack Fen. So we're skipping that one. Move 1 to attack Fen can happen. Move 3 to engage the other Imperial figure with the most health remaining. I don't know, we've already focused the Elite Web Engineer. You can't, from what I understand, become focused twice. So I guess he would be probably going to this guy. So this guy would be going 1, 2... Can he even get there? Oh yeah, I guess he can cross around back. So it'd be like 1, he'll go like this, 2. So now he's beside this guy here. And because he is now... what does it say here? Move 3, yes, that's good. So we did that. So we did that instruction to move 3 to engage another Imperial figure. The figure is not adjacent to another Imperial figure. Move 4. No, he is adjacent. Cower. He's going to focus him. So he's going to focus this guy right here. So now this particular individual is also focused. So both of the gunners now are fully focused and cannot wait to shoot me, at least when they get in position, thanks to those Imperial officers. And his turn is done. All right, guys, here we go. That's it. The last ship is off. Lieutenant Talkin shouts excitedly. Great work. Get yourselves to safety. You retreat through the base to your ship and quickly get aboard. Your pilot is already there, ready to take off as soon as everyone is accounted for. The surviving rebel troopers who had fought alongside you come aboard your ship. There is none. They all died. Thankful to you for saving their lives. Ugh. In my version of the story, there's no one thanking me. They're all dead. All the rebel troopers are dead. You receive the regular rebel troopers as allies for the next mission. Hey, so I guess they thought we used them efficiently enough that we get to have rebel troopers as an ally for the next mission. That's awesome. Let's hit continue and see what happens. When the last of your team comes aboard, the small freighter takes off and rockets out of the bay. Your ship comes alongside the medium transport Freedom Fighter, and the two ships leave Yavin 4's atmosphere, only to come face to face with an Imperial Star Destroyer. Fortunately, the Star Destroyer is already preoccupied hauling in another transport, allowing both your ship and the Freedom Fighter to make their escape to hyperspace. Thanks to your heroic efforts, all the remaining transports had enough time to take off before the Imperials could reach them. That is awesome. Under assault victory. Here we go, guys. This is the breakdown of what's going on here. So we got a total of credits acquired of 550. We found 100 credits found. We got 400 mission rewards, 50 victory bonus points. We got a total fame of 45. We earned 34 fame. We went to the round 4 bonus and round bonus of 4 and survival bonus of 7, and we unlocked 1 XP class cards. Hey, that's cool. So we got the laminate armor tier 2. Really cool. So that's gonna be something we're gonna have to remember to pick up, because we're gonna, I guess, have access to that now. That's really interesting. All right, let's see what happens here. All right, we're back out to the main menu here. So we've got the deep space near Agmar. Okay, and you can see here down the bottom left corner, we got 550 credits. We also have a bunch of other icons on this iPad currently. So what I'm going to do, or on the screen, I should say currently. So what I'm going to do actually is, this is a perfect time to end the mission. And what we're going to do is, before we start up the next mission, I'm going to go through this and kind of get a feeling for how this works. And then we're going to talk a little bit about it before we begin the next mission. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this. This was extremely fun, and I can tell you honestly, I didn't think I was going to make this through on hard. This was tough. I feel like if you didn't play this tactically, and the way I situated my guys in the corners and kept them out of line of sight, Fenn could have got pelted by stormtroopers. You know, Vader was right there on top of us. We really did escape, luckily at the last second. Technically, these two guys are safe, gone, and off the planet of Yavin, and have been taken away, and Vader is probably screaming no somewhere. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this playthrough, and I cannot wait to jump into the next mission. Again, like I said, we'll talk about the armory and all that kind of stuff, the in-between game for this, in the next video. Thanks again for watching, guys. If you like what you saw throughout this particular mission, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed it and you want to see more Imperial Assault, and I appreciate all the feedback and support in terms of the rules. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and as always, keep on rolling solo.